Hi guys, it's Xenia. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to share with you guys 6 celebrity perfumes that I have discovered. 2 of these are like brand new, literally just launched celebrity fragrances. And the other 4 are actually some really interesting ones. Like a couple of these I did not know existed. And if you actually go and look these up, there's like barely any info on them. I feel like one of them, I couldn't even look it up. I tried to look it up on YouTube. Literally not a single person had talked about this perfume. So I'm really excited. I feel like I found some really like hidden gem, kind of like rare celebrity fragrances, but that are really good. So hopefully I can kind of put some exposure towards these perfumes, so that if you guys are interested, you could pick these up. They are all so affordable. Obviously, as with all celebrity fragrances, pretty much all of them are under $20, with the exception of the first 2 that I'm going to share with you guys, just because they're brand new and they're also KKW. They're still like $40, which is still not horrible. Before we get into this video, please make sure that you are subscribed to my channel and turn your post notifications on. And with all that being said, let's get straight into this video. So I'm gonna start off with the first brand new launches. These are actually, I thought that they were brand new because I had never seen them or heard anything about them, but they're actually like a couple months old. I think they might have launched in October or August. I don't know. They're a few months old, so they're not like new, but in the scheme of things, especially considering the other ones I'm going to show you, they're brand new. So these are the KKW Essential Nudes. I guess she came out with like a whole collection. There's actually 2 more perfumes in this collection that I was not able to pick up. I got these at Ulta, and these were the only 2 that my Ulta carried. These were the only 2 that were on their website as well. I'm kind of weary of KKW fragrances. I do like a couple, but her fragrances, I feel like she likes scents that are very floral. So pretty much all of the perfumes that she comes out with are super floral and like barely any sweet in them, especially like from the new launches, like from KKW. These ones seemed a little bit different, and I do love the whole vibe of these, like this whole nude vibe going on. I really like it. Super minimal. I picked up Nude Silk and Nude Sand. I'm gonna start off with my favorite. I fell in love with this one. The reason why I picked both of these up is just for the sake of reviewing, but if I were to just go into the store and pick one up for like just myself to have, I would have definitely chosen this even before smelling it over this one, just because of the notes and the description in the back. It just felt like this one would be more my speed. As I said, this is the Nude Sand. This is my favorite. I'm in love with this scent. Like, I'm just gonna straight up say that right now. This is so good. Like, any reviews about this that are not good, I'm like, I don't need to hear it because I love this scent. I'm gonna read you guys a little description that it says in the back, and I'll let you guys know if I agree. So this says it's an intimate scent that evokes images of tender petals grazing soft skin. A caring floral bouquet of delicate bay rose, beige peony, and white freesia are wrapped in clouds of ambrette and balmy tonka absolute. So I was kind of lost when I first read those kind of more fresh floral top notes, and I was like, and then I started reading wrapped in clouds of ambrette and balmy tonka absolute, and I was like, all right, Kim, like, you got me there. The actual notes that are listed on Fragrantica are top notes of ambrette, pink pepper, and mandarin orange, middle notes of freesia, iris, and peony, and base notes of vetiver, tonka bean, and musk. I feel like the description kind of makes this sound way more fresh and floral than it is. This is by far the sweetest KKW scent that I have ever smelled, and definitely my favorite, like literally my #1 favorite. It almost competes with my KKW/Kylie Nude Lips. This one is kind of in the same realm as that, and that one is also completely kind of like out of the usual scents that KKW comes out with. It's way more sweet and kind of seductive, sexy, and this one I would put in that same category. So when you open these, I do not care what anybody says, I'm in love with this packaging. It's so simple but so sleek, and I actually really love this bottle. I think that these were kind of meant to kind of mimic like fabric or like texture. As you can see, it has like these little indentation. It kind of just looks like silk. I really like the packaging. Super simplistic, very much KKW. But let's talk about this scent. Even just smelling it off of here, I was wearing this all day yesterday and I could not stop smelling myself. It's so It is so good. Oh my god. This is one of those scents that is like that makeup-y smell. Like, I think if you love like the makeup-esque perfumes that have come out, scents like Lipstick Fever from Juliet Has a Gun or Replica's Lipstick On, this is one of those scents that is compared to that Replica Lipstick On. This one is just even better. This is quickly becoming like one of my favorite scents, period. I don't even know how to describe it. This is like very, very feminine in my opinion and super, super sexy. It sits really close to the skin, but I also feel like this projects. I feel like all of the reviews about this scent, like if you read them on Fragrantica, everybody's like, this is a really soft scent, super like skin scent. I don't think so. Like, I think this actually projects a good amount. I don't even have to put up my sleeve to my nose to like be able to smell this. Because of that iris, the iris kind of gives this like that powdery makeup scent that is so pretty and really, really sexy. I think this is such a seductive scent. I think out of all of the perfumes I'm going to show you guys today, this is the top sexiest scent. If I ever made a video of like my top most sexy fragrances, here is like the number one perfume that I would include in that. I feel like I'm not really explaining this because it's kind of hard to explain, but everything about it I love. There's some people that are saying that this kind of smells like aftershave on them, and I'm like, where do you get that? Because I don't get that at all. I feel like even the opening, the middle notes, like everything about it is sweet all around. The ambrette kind of sweetens it up, then the iris comes in, which gives it like that powdery sweet makeup-y scent, and then you get the tonka bean, which rounds it up even more. And this also has like that bit of musky, but it's like the best. It's like a sweet musk. If you could only get one scent from this entire video, it needs to be this. Very inexpensive too, although I am not a huge fan of the fact that these are only 1 fluid ounces. I feel like this is a scent I need me in 100 ml. I feel like I'm gonna blow through this so fast. Like, it's so tiny and cute. Such a like sensual, captivating, almost hypnotic scent. It's so sweet and sexy. Any man that could smell this on you would literally like drop to their knees because this is so good. I don't know if it's just me and how much I love these like makeup lipsticky kind of powdery, super, super sweet scents. I feel like I just have a thing for these scents, so maybe if that's not your vibe, maybe you won't like this, but if it is, give this a shot. And then the other scent in this collection, Nude Silk. I'm gonna straight up say I don't like this scent, and this is definitely going to get returned. The description of this is so completely not what this is. The description is just completely misleading. This is described as a deep and balmy floral scent drenched in the sensual nectars of juicy ripe peach. Fresh green leaves and sparkling bergamot introduce the sheer peony signature, creating a touchable feminine addiction that is only further impassioned by solar heat and white woods. That's an intense description. Like, that's a whole freaking William Shakespeare poem. And I feel like they were just making up words to make this sound good, because that is not at all what this smells like. Like, a deep and balmy floral is the complete opposite of what this is. This is so light, like I can barely even smell this. Even when I spray it out, I barely smell it. Like, barely smell it. This is barely any sweetness to it. Maybe that's why I don't love it. This is a very green scent. I know that it says it has that like juicy nectars of ripe peach, and it just makes this sound like so peachy sweet. I feel like when you think of the scent of peach, normally you kind of think of it to be sweet because peaches are sweet, but this is like a really fresh, juicy peach. Yeah, like you really get that in the beginning, but it's like a green peach. There's absolutely zero sweetness to it. And then mixed with the green leaves, this is just like a super, 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 super green fragrance through and through. Very light. This is like the definition of a skin scent, but I think this disappears off of my skin in literally like a minute. This one, the Nude Sand, this stays on me forever. I feel like my skin just does really well with sweet fragrances, but I feel like that's kind of the case with everybody. Like, sweet fragrances just stick because they have a lot more depth to them. The scent is overall just a lot more like concentrated and strong, so that's why it lingers on for longer. Whereas like a fresh scent like this is so fresh and airy that it literally just disappears into the air as you're putting it on, and it's like you might as well just not get it because you're not going to smell it after literally like 5 minutes. This has top notes of green leaves, bergamot, and cassis, middle notes of peach, honeysuckle, and peony, and base notes of solar notes, musk, and white woods. This is basically opens up with all those like green notes, and the peach kind of immediately comes in and like very, very juicy, but it lasts for 2 seconds. I will say this is like supposed to be, apparently a lot of people have said, is like an exact dupe to the Jo Malone Nectarine Blossom and Honey fragrance. I've never smelled that. I can't confirm, but literally everybody and their mothers, if you read the comments on Fragrantica, if you actually watch any reviews of these fragrances, people say that they are like spot on dupes. So I mean, if that's a scent you like, maybe you like this one. Or if you're thinking about getting that scent and you don't want to spend that kind of money because it is a Jo Malone fragrance, then definitely get this one. Everybody obviously has different preferences on fragrance. This is just not it for me. So unfortunately, this will be going back. Not unfortunately for my bank account, but unfortunately for me, I guess. Now I'm going to get into the affordable ones. So I found all of these in like Ross, TJ Maxx, Burlington, those stores. You guys, you know the drill by now. The first one I'm going to share with you is the one that I don't think anybody knows this fragrance exists. I could barely look this up online. Like if you actually Google it, there's like barely info on this. I was surprised that it was even on Fragrantica. Like that just goes to show Fragrantica really has every perfume on the website. But even on Fragrantica, usually when you go and look up a perfume, you'll see like a million comments and reviews about the perfume. This perfume, you look it up, you have the notes and literally one review. And there's nothing on YouTube, nothing anywhere. So let me know if you guys even know that this existed. This is Femme by Usher. So I actually found this at Nordstrom Rack. I was there one day and I kind of like went past it. It kind of just caught my eye. I don't know why, because it's literally the most basic, boring little white package. But I went and looked at it and I was like, Femme by Usher? And as I always do when I'm in stores and I'm intrigued by a fragrance, I looked it up on Fragrantica and I saw that there was like nothing on it. It just really got me interested. And what got me interested even more was the fact that it was literally $14. So I was like, okay, I want to pick this up, and if it's good, I wanted to share with you guys. So here's what Femme looks like. It's a very simple bottle, very like sleek and cute. I mean, I don't hate it. It's nice. I think it actually looks very modern, like very on brand with the stuff that's coming out right now. Like this really clean, modern, sleek looking packaging. But this actually came out, I believe. I just looked this up on like one website. As I said, there's barely info on this, but I believe this came out in 2018. So it's not the newest thing out there, but I mean, it's not the oldest at the same time, I guess. This has top notes of red berries, pear, and bergamot. It has middle notes of jasmine, white rose, and iris, and base notes of patchouli, cedar, and musk. This perfume is almost a spot-on dupe for a pretty popular, it's like probably one of the most popular perfumes ever. I'm pretty sure everyone and their mother probably owns this perfume in their collection, but this is way better. When I went in my car and I finally got to open this after buying it and I sprayed it on me, I was like, what? And now I just sprayed it in again, and in the air just, oh my gosh, this is so good. It's so sweet. Those red berries are so prominent in here. It opens up with those. It's so like uplifting, but then it kind of dries down. You get the cedar. It gets a little bit more woody and sexy. I feel like I get like maybe a hint of jasmine. And then again with that iris, I guess iris is just a scent that I really, really love, because I think iris kind of gives all perfumes kind of like this powdery scent, but it's a good kind of powder. It's not like a baby powder. It's kind of like a makeup powder like sweetness. The perfume that this is pretty much a dupe of, and I have smelled this perfume, I do not own it in my collection, but I've smelled it many times, and that is La Vie Belle Intense Mint. So not the original. I mean, even the Intense Mint also smells like the original. Obviously it's just a flanker. It still has the same smell, but I feel like the Intense Mint is a little bit sweeter, a little bit more berry like, and that's exactly what you get in here. This one is so good. I love the scent of this. I love the way that it kind of transforms once it like hits your clothes or your skin. It opens up so berry-like, so juicy and realistic. And in this, you actually do smell the patchouli, but it's very much elevating the scent, and it's not like bam in your face patchouli, overshadowing all the other notes patchouli, like completely losing any other notes, and then all you smell is patchouli. This is definitely like the epitome of a fruit patchouli done right. The more I smell this, I feel like the more I love it. It's a fairly new scent in my collection, so I haven't really worn it. I did wear it the first day that I bought it, and it does stay on for a very long time. But overall, I just really wanted to share this perfume with you guys. If you can end up finding this at Nordstrom Rack or ordering online, it's so inexpensive. As I said, I found it for $14. but it's worth every single penny. Even if you don't like La Vie Belle, this is more. It has the same scent of La Vie Belle, so it's very, very sweet, but it's a little bit like less intense, I would say. I consider this a very, very sexy, sweet scent, but with that patchouli, that kind of gives it like an even more, like, normally I always talk bad about patchouli, but it's done very much right in this fragrance. So I definitely recommend Femme by Usher. I never thought that this existed, but I'm very happy that it does, and I'm really glad that I finally shared this with you guys so that you can go and pick it out for yourself and let me know what you think. If you knew that that perfume existed, let me know. If you didn't, let me know. I'm really interested to know because I had no idea that existed. Next perfume, this is Hidden Fantasy by Britney Spears. So I always tell you guys, every time I go out and I see a flanker for Fantasy, I always pick it up. And this is now my 4th flanker of Fantasy. I feel like I hear about all the other Fantasy flankers, but I don't hear much about this one. This one comes in like a bright red bottle as opposed to the OG, which is just like this very known hot pink bottle. So this, I think, in my opinion, completely strays from the original DNA of the original Fantasy. This is top notes of orange, tangerine, lemon verbena, neroli, middle notes of sweet notes, clove, lily, and jasmine, and base notes of vanilla, amber, woodsy notes, and sandalwood. As you can tell from those top notes, this one is the most fresh Fantasy out of all of the Fantasies. This one opens up so juicy and citrusy, but it's really good. There's like a greenness to it as well, but it still has sweetness to it at the same time. It's like a green, sweet fragrance. I don't smell any hint of the original DNA in here. This one is completely, like I said, they could be 2 completely different fragrances. And I also don't think that this one smells like a celebrity perfume. To me, this quite honestly smells like a designer fragrance. Now, because of the fact that it is a sweeter, fresher scent, the lasting power of this is not going to be as good as the OG. This one lasts forever and ever and ever. This one, it doesn't, just because of like the freshness to it. It doesn't really have those super sickly sweet notes to really like stick on your skin. It kind of dies down after a while, but I really enjoy this. I really, really love it. It's not just a citrusy, fresh scent. This has kind of like this woodiness to it in the dry down because of like the woody notes, and then you also get sandalwood. And then what also kind of rounds this up even more is like the amber note. The vanilla kind of gives it like a sweetness to it. So it's not just like a boring, fresh citrus scent, and it's not super tangy in my opinion. This smells very similar to Amour Amour by Cacharel, which I recently picked up and I'm in love with. That scent reminds me of my childhood. I grew up with that kind of scent, so any scent in the same kind of family as that, I'm like so drawn to. And this one just, I'm obsessed with, just because it has that similar scent. This smells so incredible. So incredible. I feel like every time I discover a new Fantasy, I always say, oh, this is my new favorite Fantasy. And I feel like I discovered this one and this is my new favorite Fantasy, which is so weird because I don't like citrusy scents. I don't like sour, fresh scents. Like, that's not really my vibe. But there's something about this one I love. This is definitely like a must try, I think. This kind of reminds me, maybe they're not dupes, but it kind of is in the same family. This is the Calvin Klein Into You, which is another very affordable fragrance, but this is compared to a very high-end fragrance. But this one smells really good. Again, it's like that vanilla, woody, very citrus opening scent, but not in a way where it's so like fresh and fruity and sour. There's so much more to these, and I think it's all because of those woody notes that are in the base of both of these. They give off very similar vibes. I think if you like this, you'll love this, and vice versa. I feel like for a fresh citrus scent, this is so smooth and creamy at the same time. So definitely don't think of this as just a citrus fresh scent if you don't like that kind of thing, because I don't. But this one just has something in it I love. And because this is not so sweet and in your face, I would consider this a unisex scent. I don't necessarily think that is like a masculine scent, but there's something about it just because of like the freshness that it has to it, even though it is sweet, like I keep saying. It definitely has like a unisex vibe to it. Definitely go on like Fragrance Net or something and pick this up. It's probably like 20 bucks. This is like a compliment getter for sure. I can almost like assure you that you will get compliments when wearing this. The next celebrity fragrance, this is Dazzle from Paris Hilton. So this is what Dazzle looks like. I've tried a few of her fragrances. I have Gold Rush. I I've tried Eris in the past, I've tried Can Can, and I really love the fact that they are all very sweet. I do think some of them are a little bit like fresh sweet, which is not always my vibe. I kind of like the sweet factor to be a little bit more like dominating than the fresh factor. But then I stumbled across this one at Burlington. So I found this for, I think it was like less than $20. And immediately it caught my eye because it was a new fragrance that I hadn't seen. And of course, I jumped on Fragrantica and read the notes. And as soon as I read them, I was like, you're coming home with me. So this has top notes of sour cherry, peach, and red apple. Middle notes of orange blossom, orchid, and violet. And base notes of vanilla, champagne, and patchouli musk. This was kind of giving me champagne toast vibes from Bath & Body Works, which I really enjoy because of like that champagne factor. I have champagne toast right here, and champagne toast also has the bubbly champagne, and it also has like sparkling red berries, which I would kind of equate this one to like that sour cherry note. This one also has juicy tangerine in it, so it's a lot more citrusy. This one lacks that, in my opinion. I mean, it doesn't even have any citrus in the notes. Nothing is sour about this. It's just all sweet, and I love this scent. Like, this is such a good everyday sweet girly scent that you just kind of wear and it becomes like your signature scent. This honestly reminds me, like, this could almost be an exact dupe to Lolita Lampica. I feel like I always compare so many perfumes to this scent, but if a perfume reminds me of this, I'm like, I love it because I'm so in love with this scent. Just smelling this out the bottle, it smells so similar to it. It has like that same licorice vibe to it, but there's no licorice. I think that sour cherry is kind of giving it that same licoricey feel that is in here. The cherry note in here is so prominent. It opens up so bright and cherry, like a fresh bright red cherry. You bit into it. That's exactly what this smells like in the opening, and then you get like a little bit of like the florals, but it always pretty much keeps like a really sweet floral scent to it, like barely any floral. Like, just smelling this, there's no floral. You just think fruity sweet, but it's like a dense fruity, which are like my favorite type of fruity scents because I don't like fresh fruity scents. I feel like they disappear off the skin and I feel like they're very generic. This one is dense. It's not fresh. It's like very deep fruits. I think that vanilla really rounds it up. The patchouli also gives this a little something. It gives it really good staying power, but without smelling it, because I don't smell this anywhere. I don't smell this in the opening. I don't smell it in the middle. I don't smell it in the dry down. Yeah, I smell zero patchouli, but I think it's just like there under the radar doing something, but it's not like you smell it out of this. This is also very similar to a scent from Bath & Body Works, which is 1,000 Wishes, which is another one of my favorites. I feel like this smells like the exact literal love child between Champagne Toast and 1,000 Wishes, which are two of my favorite Bath & Body Works scents. So to get it in here, which is like a more concentrated, perfumey, even sweeter version of both of those, I'm obsessed. This is such a good scent. It doesn't really have that typical sweet, sugary girly girl DNA that is in most celebrity fragrances. There's something more to it. Dazzle is like the perfect name for this. It's such a pretty, sparkly, like it almost smells like what you think the color pink smells like. It's the girliest of girliest scents to exist. If you love cherries, like a sour cherry kick to your scent, like really sweet, but very dense at the same time. Vanilla, just really yummy. You will love this scent. It does have like a little bit of that bubbly champagne scent to it as well, which I really like. If you enjoy scents like 1,000 Wishes or Champagne Toast from Bath & Body Works, you will love this scent, I guarantee you. And then the very last celebrity scent that I have to share with you guys in this video, I'm showing this again because I've only briefly mentioned it. I showed it in a shorts video, and I don't even remember which video I showed it in recently, but I kind of just talked about it briefly. But I'm going to talk about it again because we're talking celebrity fragrances. This is Fancy from Jessica Simpson. If you haven't seen my videos for a while and you know that I hate this scent, well, something happened with my nose and now I like this scent. I feel like I just like it more day by day the more that I continually wear this scent. I have been pairing it up with some really sweet caramelly sugar gourmand scents that I have from Bath & Body Works, and the combo is like perfection. I don't know if it's just because it's like fall and winter. The weather is like a little bit more crisp. Not that it's cold. Where I live, it's literally 100 degrees all year round, but it's a little bit more crisp to where I really enjoy this scent. This, if you don't know, has top notes of pear, apricot, and red berries, middle notes of caramel, almond, gardenia, and jasmine, and base notes of vanilla, amber, and sandalwood. I feel like the reason why I was always kind of a hater of this scent is because I think that gardenia really ruined this scent for me, but now it's almost as if my nose kind of became blind to the gardenia in here, and every time I smell it now, all I smell is like caramel, almond, and amber. Like just a mixture of those, but mostly caramel, especially in the way that this kind of lingers on your clothes and your skin and like how it wears throughout the day. You will smell yourself and you'll straight up just smell like caramel. Like this is so good, very gourmand. I cannot believe I'm talking so highly of this scent because I've talked so badly of this scent in the past. This was included in my most hated perfumes video, so that's how you know I used to hate this. But a lot of you guys have told me that you had the same thing happen as me. Like you either loved it in the beginning and now you hate it, or you hated it like me and now you love it. So something about this scent that just really makes people question themselves, like do they like it or do they not? And this is just like one of the most, I feel like, most popular celebrity fragrances to exist. Like so many people talk so high. You go on the fragrance community on YouTube or even on TikTok, everybody cannot shut up about this fragrance because everybody thinks it's really good. And for a long time I was like, am I broken? Is my nose okay? Because I just was not getting on the bandwagon. And then I kind of came to the conclusion that I think the one that I owned in the past might have been either a fake or it had gone bad or something, because the juice inside, even when I bought it, this one, as you can see, is like completely clear, and the old one that I bought was like already super dark. Now I know that vanilla scents and caramelly scents and all of that do turn color over time, even though they're not bad. That's just what they do over time. But I feel like when you first buy a fragrance, it shouldn't be that dark, and that's the case with the one that I had in the past. So I'm thinking it was maybe like a fake or just had gone bad. It was expired. I'm not sure. But this one now I really like, and it's like I can definitely smell the caramel in it finally. Like I'm finally getting like the really sweet syrupy scent to it that everybody loves in this, that I now also love. So that is it for this celebrity fragrance haul. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let me know which of these scents that you own or have owned in the past and you know what they smell like. Let me know your opinions on them, if you love them, if you hate them. As per usual, please subscribe to my channel and turn your post notifications on, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye!